My first question is that, as I understand it, to hold an election, the school district has to pay Alameda County to have that election. Is it going to cost you more to have it before November, given that we're going to have the November elections coming up? And my second question is part of it was implied to me, as we were having this discussion last year, going towards a parcel tax, that the step and column was not even touchable. In the community forum last week or 2 weeks ago, step and column is now negotiable. Can you help me understand how the contracts work? Are they like on a year-to-year basis, or is it just because that we ended the current contract that step and column is non-negotiable? So I point this out because step and column was one of those things that I think the opposition identified as a reason not to vote for parcel tax. Thank you.
With regards to the costs, if we have what's called a special election, essentially let's assume the only item up for vote would be a parcel tax, then we would incur the entire costs, and that those dollars do all go to the county. For this, the last parcel tax election, that cost the district about $250,000 for that election costs.
So it would cost more to have a special election as opposed to
That's correct. So if it's a part of a general election, then we're clearly not the only ones with an item up for vote. And because of that, we split the cost with everyone else who has called an election for whatever purpose. So it's cheaper to do a general election just because those costs are split across various municipalities.
All right, Stephen Collins.
Step and column is a part of the contract in our district, as it is in every district that I am aware of in the state of California. So our contracts are usually for a 3-year term. With each year, we have certain articles that we can choose to reopen. Salary, which is the step and column is part of the salary section of our contract, opens every year. So we certainly have an opportunity every year to sit down with our bargaining unit and they with us and talk about whether there's going to be a salary increase or not, and also to look at step and column. I would say that generally speaking, in most districts, the step and column question hasn't really come up probably until recently. Certainly not as strongly as we've heard it sometimes in our community. Normally, you're talking about whether or not there's going to be a salary increase or not. So yes, to answer your question, step and column is a negotiable item. And while you have the opportunity to look at negotiable items each year, certainly unless you come to an agreement on a change, then whatever's the status quo remains in effect. So in order to have a change, we would either need to agree to a change, or we would be going through those steps that I mentioned in my presentation on negotiations.
So I would